Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This video I figured I'd make another travel tips video. I made one about 4 months ago and I included 7 travel tips. So I figured I'd make another video today, including some more that I did not put in that video. Alright, so my first travel tip is to call the bank and ask if there is any foreign transaction fee on your debit or credit card. Some banks charge foreign transaction fees, which is basically a fee that you're going to get charged every time you swipe your card or run it as a chip or on credit, whatever you do. Anytime you use it, not on your phone, but actually in like a store and use it, some banks will charge you a transaction fee of a few pennies to a few dollars. It just depends. So that's definitely something you're going to want to check on, because if you have a $10 purchase and you move a certain amount to your bank account, and it's only $10, and then you have that transaction fee, which is a few dollars, you could add more, and then you're going to be confused of why it costed more, and that's just going to create a huge mess. So call your bank before you leave and ask if they have a foreign transaction fee. All right, guys, my second tip involves your passport. And this one is going to get a little bit complicated, so just hear me out. So this one is kind of complicated because it depends on what country you go to, which is kind of with everything. So depending on where you go, some countries will not let you in if you have any stamps on the last 6 pages of your passport. And some countries also, like Thailand, will not let you in their country if your passport expires in 6 months. So those are 2 things that you're going to want to make sure that you pay attention to. So you can always just look up whatever country you're going to, what the requirements are to enter. Because if you go there and you end up having to get turned away and deported, that is going to make your life harder when you travel anywhere. I don't care what passport you have. I have a U.S. passport, and that would even make it worse for me. So make sure you check these out. These are probably the 2, maybe not the 2, but some of the 2 most important ones to look into. All right, guys, my third and final travel tip that I'm going to talk about in this video involves visas. So in the future, I plan on making a video about what visas are and what you have to do to get some of them, because there's 3 different levels of visas. But for this one, we're going to talk about level 2, which is visa on arrival. So if you end up having to get a visa on arrival, you'll basically have to fill out some paperwork, and then you have to make a payment, and then they will glue the visa into your passport and stamp it. And all that is pretty easy, but the main thing I want to talk about is the form of payment for the visa. So for most countries, you almost always have to pay in cash. They usually don't accept checks or debit cards or credit cards. It's cold hard cash. And especially if you're from the US or North America in general, or Europe, they're going to want you to pay in your currency and not theirs. So that's something that you're going to want to keep in mind before getting a visa, because again, if you can't pay for the visa for some reason, even if you have the money, like in your debit card or on your debit card, if you can't pay for it in cash, then they're not going to let you in and they're going to deport you, and that's going to make things a lot worse for you. So before you go, make sure you look to see what country you need a visa on arrival for, and make sure you have enough cash to pay for it. They usually range anywhere from $30 to $160. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this travel tips video. Hopefully you guys found some of these helpful and useful. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at TravelKaleb. I post weekly on there, sometimes more than that, but usually it's weekly. And I post about history, things on YouTube, what else I'm doing, drone shots, all kinds of stuff that I don't post on YouTube. So make sure you give me a follow on there, and I'll see you guys next week.